Come one, come all, it's the Monkey Nut Punch podcast. Hello, Keith.
Hello, mate.
I haven't seen you in a good 20 minutes.
Oh, dear. Yes, it's a lot of hard work, they're double streaming.
Yes,
We're double streamers now.
It is a double streaming thing. The original plan was to do it later on in the day, so about 8 o'clock UK time, which would have given enough space, but a certain Ginge person changed. So we were fine a month out, and then anyway. On this week's show, we got some news about some TV stuff. We've got some movie bits, and we've got a review of Love, Death and Robots. And I'm going to try and share some of the screenshots from Love, Death and Robots. So spoiler warning when we get there. So let's get on to the movie news. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 wraps up production in Vancouver. So I can't remember what they call him, the Blue Bolt or whatever, they finally finished filming for Sonic the Hedgehog 2, so it's going into post-production. There's some good news there's good news actually. I'm hoping it's all good news when it comes to the thing. Director Jeff Fowler took to Twitter to confirm the production of Paramount Pictures' Paramount Pictures' upcoming adventure sequel Sonic 2 has finally completed in Vancouver after 2 months of filming. Doesn't sound like much. Do you know what I mean? I'm hoping. But then again, you had the COOF restrictions in, and Canada's been terrible for the COOF restrictions in. Due to previous set photos, it's been confirmed that video game's favorite character, Miles, Tails, Prowler, and Knuckles the Echidna will be joining Sonic in the sequel. There are still no actors to voice the new characters, but previous rumors were that the studio was eyeing up Jason Momoa as Knuckles. Well, could do that.
Well, Tails turns up at the end of the first movie.
Yes, my son loved it. His favorite character is Tails in Sonic.
And they're going to the Mushroom Planet. I know that much, which you saw a sort of brief sort of clip of, because isn't that where Robotnik's was sent to?
Yes, Robotnik was
at the end of the. I quite enjoyed the first Sonic movie. I thought it was quite good.
I did too. It was good. It wasn't anything heavy. It wasn't no political pandering. Just a fun film for kids and your parents to come along and watch with. Tugged at the heartstrings in a few places, which kind of made it a bit more relevant and whatnot to the film. So let me just adjust my mic there. So that's pretty good. I can see Bapster in the notes, and I don't know if he's Bapster. The link at the top, you can come join us. But yeah, it looks good. My son's massively into Sonic. He loves Sonic. He loves speedsters, as in like superhero speedsters. So he likes Sonic. He likes the Flash. He likes Red Rush from bloody Invincibles, even though Red Rush isn't. They didn't survive. Just a quick one here. There's old Mr. Fowler with his final wrap up of the filming bits there. The other thing too with the Sonic the Hedgehog film was apparently Jim Carrey, who's been known for being a miserable so-and-so, apparently he was quite happy on set. They were all saying about how happy that Jim Carrey was on set. He raffled off a car. He was really nice to people. He had a spring in his step. Even what's his mush? James Marsden turns around and went, I was expecting to work with someone a bit on the more morose, more miserable side, but he kind of says it's giving him like a second wind. It's fine. Jim Carrey keep gobshot outside films. That would be great for all of us. So that would be a good one. We've got the next thing is Venom, which I like the look of.
Yes. I saw this.
Yeah.
I sent this to you.
You're listening to the Monkey Nut Punch podcast.
I'm not fast enough on the buttons today. I'm really slow because usually I've got all these things queued up and ready to go, but I'm just behind the times. So what we'll do is we're going to have a look at the Venom trailer. Let me just hope I am sharing the audio before I go. Right, so tell me if you can hear it, Keith. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I might stop this in places because I made some notes. So, all right. So we've got Venom's a goofball in the comics. Yeah, Venom's an absolute goofball in the comics.
I say either. You say either. I say neither. And I say neither. Neither, neither. Let's call the whole thing off. Ta-da! Catch up.
Excuse me.
Yummy.
I love the fact that Tom Hardy double dips on this. He's Venom and
Good evening,
Eddie
Eddie.
Brock.
Hey, Mrs. Chen.
Good evening, Venom.
Function hall, Mrs. Chen.
He says hi.
One is the loneliest number that you'll ever do.
I've been thinking about you, Eddie.
Two can be as bad as one. It's the loneliest number.
Because you and I are the same. Every decision we ever make, who do we leave behind? And how do we leave them? Raven. Waiting in the darkness for the rescuer who never comes. Welcome back, Eddie Brock. It's been a long time. Miss you so much.
All right, I'm going to go back over this in a second.
Soon come chaos.
It's this bit coming out. Oh, there it is.
Chaos soon come.
Is the loneliest number.
It's bloody Carnage.
Yeah, it is Carnage. It looks cool. Now this is the bit where I start picking the trailer apart. So
Hang on. We just got to acknowledge the elephant in the room. So where were you?
he's filling his coffee cup up. His limited edition coffee cup.
Hello?
Hello. Did you go into the wrong stream? Did you go back to the original one?
I never left it. I just stayed in that stream. I thought you used the same one.
Because I was seeing you looking through the show notes. Anyway, we were looking
I was
at
all right, Plum. I brought my mug though, look.
awesome.
Hey!
Awesome. Right. Okay. So I'm just gonna pick the trailer apart now. So we've got this bit in here. We've got that. It's weird because when you watch the first part of this and he's making food and stuff, it seems, how can I put it? It's doing balanced it properly, yeah. And then after a while, it just goes to chaos. And I think that's how the film's going to be. The two of them will be living together, okay, and then shit's going to happen and try and pull them apart and that. So I think we've got that, and they've got that weird kind of odd couple thing. So we've got that ceiling and everything burning to shit there, and then we've got some other bits in here. So the first one is the old lady knows about Venom. Yeah, she can't hear Venom, but she knows about Venom because he bit the head off of a what do you call it? A shop robber. Which is cool. And then we go through here. We get to Carnage, and he's putting all these bits and stuff on the wall. So Cletus Cassidy, and if we forward through, we get to, where is her name? So Venom's there kicking the shit out of someone, which is great. Where is
Woody
it? Right,
Harrelson.
so you remember this guy from Snatch?
Yes.
Yes, he plays a character, if I got it right, Mulligan, Detective Mulligan, who is Toxin, if you know anything about the Venom kind of symbiote thing. So matey here, I can't remember his name, he plays Toxin. So hopefully not going to blow their load early when it comes to this character, and it's being set up for further down the line. Got Return of Optimus, Ravencroft, where they stick all the crazy super villains. So people like Doc Ock and all that kind of go popped in there. And then we have Shriek, I can't remember his name, Harris or Naomi Woods. Shriek is, how can I put it, Venom, not Venom, Carnage's girlfriend for all intents and purposes. She's mental, absolutely barking as a character, which is good. And then we've got some bits here. So Cassidy's trying to. That's terrible. Freeze frame. There you go. That's much better. Cassidy's trying to. Hang on a second. Can I do it again? Oh no, I can't. That was there. You go.
There you go.
And then better freeze frame. Oh no, shit.
Hey.
So yeah, going back to it. What's it? Cassidy's trying to. How can I put it? What's it? Connect with Eddie Brock because Eddie Brock didn't have a great upbringing, and nor did Cletus Cassidy. So he kind of trying to talk to him in that fashion, and I think, because of that, when the Venom symbiote buds off another offspring onto Cletus Cassidy to form Carnage, that might be something. He might be picking up on something. We don't know how long the symbiote's been with him, and it's weird because if you know anything about the comics, Venom refers to himself as we. Yeah, it's him and Eddie. They were the two distinct, separate people. Where Carnage refers to himself as I, because Cassidy and the symbiote have merged into one. There's talks of powers and stuff. One of the powers that I didn't realize that Carnage had, he can turn himself into mist. Did you know that, Keith? Because I didn't bloody know that. I know he can form sharp weapons and bits and kind of.
I think I saw that in one of the comics. I think I did see that in one of the comics.
I know that Venom can get around Spider-Man's Spidey sense, and he can go invisible, which they don't show that often. But outside that, I didn't know that. That's what, because there was what do you call it? What's his mush? Andy Serkis did a trailer reaction to his own trailer, where he was going through all these bits. So I'm hoping it's going to be good. I'm hoping it's to be Cassidy, Carnage, and Shriek causing havoc. Clearly, the symbiote's in his blood and only appears when they try to kill him, and then they merge into one. So he dies and becomes Carnage, which I think will be great. I'm looking forward to this film. I'm looking forward to watching it in the cinema when I first watched Venom, because Venom was. I'd like Venom. It wasn't the greatest movie, but it was a thoroughly entertaining film, shall we say?
It's the best version of Venom they've ever done.
Yes, it is. I think it sounds awful. The problem with Venom is probably Tom Hardy, because I don't think Tom Hardy's accent's a bit weird to the ears. He does an okay job.
I enjoyed the first one. I think Woody Harrelson as Carnage is genius. I think that's going to work. Yeah, but then I said that after the first, the sort of delete this Easter egg scene at the end thing. So the stinger bit at the end. But I'm looking forward to this. When I saw the trailer and I just saw Carnage, I was just like, oh.
Yes, I'm waiting to see Carnage in a film for a good while.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting. Okay, so I'm excited for the film. I think it's going to be good. Hopefully, I'll be able to watch it in the cinema. And yeah. A word's too much for you? Then you should follow us on Instagram. We put pretty pictures out. Thanks. Right. This is another one. This is the Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, starring Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson. Now, Nigel is going to go crazy because he loves Samuel L. Jackson for this one, so hopefully you can hear it.
I have seen the trailer for this.
You're going to tell us everything you know. I'm not telling you, mother...
You can electrocute him all day. It'll only make him angrier. I, on the other hand, will tell you everything. What? Really?
Michael Bryce was trying to put his past behind him.
You need to forget bodyguarding. Repeat after me. No bodyguarding.
No bodyguarding.
Then he got pulled back in.
Let's go! Jesus!
To protect this homicidal nutbag's wife.
What is he doing here? I said, get anyone but Michael Bryce.
I believe it's pronounced. Thank you.
In 4 days, all of Europe will burn.
We're planning a full-scale cyber attack.
Do not screw this up. Oh, we are definitely gonna screw this up. I promised my therapist no bodyguarding. Let's not do that, guys. Let's just focus. I got it. No, it's fine. You guys have at it. Maybe feather the break a bit.
I need you to protect us. We're trying to have a baby.
May God have mercy on our souls.
Now repeat after me. I'm unlicensed.
I'm unlicensed. That's terrible.
Louder.
I'm unlicensed, and I don't give a.
We need guns. We need boats. We need them. Are you ready to get your freak on? What? That came out wrong. Bind it together. With us. That also came out wrong.
Now let's go do what we do and blow some things up.
I would make a great mother, don't you think?
I think you, yes.
Mother? Thank you. It must be your powerful asexuality that makes you such a good listener.
We just acknowledge that not only are we safe, this really feels like a new beginning.
It's even got Morgan Freeman in it.
Wow, what a cast!
Yeah, what a cast. It's like, well, the other part of it too is when the hell did they film that? It's either been sitting in the can for a while since last year.
I saw a trailer for it about 4 or 5 months ago. They because it was the first one was popular on Netflix, so they immediately ordered the second one. The first one is good.
Haven't seen it. Haven't seen the first one.
I haven't seen the first one either. I'm gonna have to go and watch it now.
The only thing is, every time I see Ryan Reynolds, I just see Deadpool now.
Yeah,
but he does work in this film. But if you haven't seen the first one, if you enjoyed that, you have to watch the first one because you have to understand why the whole no bodyguarding thing comes from. Because first one's brilliant. First one's a lot of fun.
And I take it Ryan Reynolds is in the first one.
Yes, he is because the first one is called The Hitman's Bodyguard, and then obviously this one is The Hitman's Bodyguard's wife, although the wife is in the first one as well, Samuel Hyatt.
And the third one will be The Hitman's Bodyguard's dog.
Yeah, or kid.
Yeah. Do you know the worst thing about that is hearing Selma Hayek's voice because her voice is weathered, and I was like, no, you're not allowed to get old. In my head, I still remember what's the vampire thing?
Yeah,
From Dusk Till Dawn. That's what I remember. Selma Hayek.
just yep. Everything's great about that film until she turns into a vampire. Then it's just plainly wrong.
That's where I stopped watching.
Yeah.
It's like, and off. Right. Okay.
Although
cool.
she's quite good in Dogma as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She was in B5 too.
Yes,
she was Malari's secret wife. Secret wife in that. So that was interesting. I like the look of that. Again, looks like we're getting films that are dropping this kind of identity nonsense and just giving us what we want. I've just got one from my brother. Yes, I know about Joe and Ryan Reynolds. Not they've had an affair or anything. And then we've got Nige here on he's probably looking at his phone quietly, hoping no one's watching. He says, "Yeah, I also need to see the first one."
Nige.
Hello, Nigel. Bastard. Ryan Reynolds is just playing Ryan Reynolds. Yeah, he's got like two. Yeah, he's got the two ones. Yes, another trailer. No one has been released. Okay, all right, cool. So, next story. Where's the branding? Press the button. Enjoying the podcast so far? Why don't you give us a like on YouTube? Thanks. So, this is a weird one because I've heard lots of rumors about both of these. Yeah, so Dave Bautista explains why he wants to play Bane, and I think he would make a good Bane. For DC, and I think it was supposed to be Marcus Phoenix in the Gears of War film if they ever got round to doing the Gears of War film. I think he got caught in production hell for that one.
That as well.
Yeah, and I think he work well for both of those. Yeah, he doesn't. He tries not to throw any shade at Tom Hardy's Bane, If he says, no discredit to Tom Hardy's version of Bane. I love that performance. I love that film. I just think I love also. I think it would be interesting twist if we could have another go at the character. According to Baptista, his Bane is request isn't only one he's lobbied for at the studios. He feels passionate about it. The Army of the Dead, because he's come out because Army of the Dead's coming out, and I've taken down the wrong bloody notes from this article, and I've just shut the page now. It's really annoying. The long and the short of it is I think he would make a good Bane. I think he makes that thing about because Bane doesn't shout, in the Dark Knight Rises, and you kind of see Bane as a bit shouty, fuck you, Batman sort of thing.
Batman.
Nobody cared what I was. Sorry, nobody cared who I was. Put this mask on. And it's like, yeah. That's a whole pandemic there. Nobody cared who I was until I put this mask on. Actually saying that, I've got to get a Bane mask and go into the shops when I still get the opportunity. And they go, well, you can't wear that mask in here. It's a mask. Covers my face. And just feel myself getting chucked out of places. I think it would be good. I think it's good. He's also been tapped to join the Fast and the Furious franchise. But I don't think he's as interested in doing the Fast and the Furious franchise with this. So yeah, it's one of those interesting things. I just thought I'd bring it up. I took the wrong notes down. Shit. Let's move on to our next.
I like Dave Bautista. He's
he was good in Blade Runner.
Yeah.
He was good in Blade Runner. He was in thingy. The other thing too, I think we reported on last week how he complained about how Drax they dumbed down Drax drastically in the thing, because Drax the Destroyer's primary thing is to go out and crikey, I went a bit funny there. Go out and hunt down Thanos, but they kind of nerfed him, shall we say, in regards to in that. So let's move on to our next one. Oh crikey, button. Press the right button. Right, TV stuff. Dexter. I was like Daxter. Dexter actor confirmed he won't be returning for season 9. So Dexter's returning. I hope it makes up for the pitiful final season that they had, and we get something decent from it. Now, Dexter had several flashbacks to a character, which was James Remar, who was his father, who kind of acted like his conscience or maybe his dark passenger, depending how you looked at it. And he won't be coming back. I put him down as Mortal Kombat Annihilation. James Remar won't be coming back to Dexter. I'm looking forward to Dexter. I'm hoping it'll be good. I think if they take the angle of a recovering addict, would be better. Like a recovering addict that's had a relapse. So he's managed to be from season 8 to now, hasn't killed anyone. And he's really desperate. He's desperate to get someone down. I think that might be interesting.
It needs to go back to the way season 1 was. So, yeah, he needs to be going after the serial killers and taking his plastic with him.
What I found really annoying is that the last season, if they'd have done the last season right, it would have been Dexter's doing the classic thing where he's trying not to get caught, Halfway through the season, everyone figures out who he is. If you were ending it, everyone figures out who he is. And it's like, shit, he's a mass serial killer. We need to get him down now. He set up dokes and all this stuff there. And then the rest of the half, it's him trying to outfox and outdo the authorities. Because that mad chase for 4 episodes would be amazing. And he could fake his death at the end, or he could not fake his death at the end, because he was always the one thing that they seeded in there was the rules. And one of the rules was don't get caught. So how do you end it? He gets caught. That's the way you do it. If you want that, it amps up the tension and it creates, something exciting, and it becomes a bit fugitive like towards the end, but it gets resolved a lot quicker than the fugitive. That's what I wanted. That's what I'm hoping. But hey.
Well, the rumor is that they're going to sort of unscrew themselves because no one liked the ending.
I told you the story behind the ending, didn't I?
No.
All the producers all fucked off and left the junior in charge.
Well, That's
so
what you
he was
get.
like, he was, the poor fucker was trying to get the show sorted, and it was like, I don't know what to do. But they should have put someone in there to assist him at least. But yeah, that's one of those things. He just left holding the fucking baby. He's like, what do I do now? So he did what he thought was best, and fortunately, screwed the pooch on that one. Okay, let's go on to our next story.
Hi, this is Nigel, and I'm talking in my lovely narrator's voice. Bask in its loveliness. But don't bask for too long. We need your help. Come to YouTube and watch our videos for the love of God. Well, send Keith round to your next barbecue and he'll eat all your food. Toasty! You have been warned.
Okay. So, do you remember the Tiger King last year? This time last year?
Yes.
It was a televisual phenomenon. We were all locked in, and it was the one documentary that everybody watched. And one of the characters in there, Carol Baskin, I don't want to call her character, a real person. Carol Baskin was accused of killing her husband and feeding him.
Don't you mean husband murdering, gold digging bee hatch?
I would say
Carol
gold
Baskin.
digger. I can't say murdering because we have no evidence. And we can't judge people on that.
Most people have said that. Most people have come out and said it and gone, "Go on, sue me."
Yeah. Anyway, one of the
alleged murdering husband.
Yeah. Oh my god, that was, dude, the drama in that was fucking ridiculous. I have to say, it was. And one of the people in there is a guy called Jeff Lowe, who bought the Tiger Sanctuary off of what was his name?
Joe Exotic.
Joe Exotic, thank you very much. And he says the corpse is under a house. Okay, cool. The corpse probably is under a house, but that's the most disappointing story I think I've read. Thanks, enemy. He goes on. There's not much apart from that. He thinks he wants a bit of attention. It's been a year since the TV show's out. No one's really talking about it.
Well,
So
there is, because there's some news, because Joe announced today that he's been diagnosed with prostate cancer.
Oh my god!
So yeah, so
the guy, it was when we were watching the story, and he ran for governor, and then he ran for president, and I'm like, kind of, you're making this shit up. That's the bit, because every episode got crazier and crazy. It just got just proper crazy shit. I couldn't get over how mad it was. It was really kind of interesting, but yeah,
it was nuts. I mean, that Jeff Lowe was a dodgy fucker.
Oh yeah, he was. He was dodgy.
Yeah.
But then anyone who wants to buy a zoo full of tigers, it's not going to be on the up and up, shall we say? Why would you want to buy a zoo full of tigers in the States for? Unless you're having a, what do you call it, a philanthropic moment, and you're going to, rehouse the tigers or just let them die out and like that. But yeah, it's one of those things. But yeah, just to remind you guys that the Tiger King once existed, and it'll be an artifact of lockdown. I think is probably the best way of describing it.
I think part of the reason it gained so much popularity was in part because of the lockdown.
Yeah.
But it was just nuts. It was insane. Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to the next one.
I wonder if it's loaded.
I love that clip. Right, okay.
Notes for this.
Okay, it goes like this, yeah? Keith, do you remember Game of Thrones?
Fucking what?
What did I put the note for this? Oh yeah, watch Keith get angry. Okay, so they're doing a new Game of Thrones thingy series, House of the Dragons or House of the Flying Dragons or House of the Flying Dragons Daggers or whatever. And I feel, you know what? I feel really bad for Matt Smith's career. He seems like a lovely person, but he seems to have projects that just fail fucking miserably. He was in Star Wars before they cut him out of Star Wars. He was in Terminator Genesis and some other bits. It's not like he's a crap actor. It's just that he just picks the wrong.
No, don't forget he played Prince Philip in The Crown for 2 seasons, which got him.
He was good in that.
Yeah, okay,
he was,
all right.
yeah.
Maybe had one success, but it just seems to. I think this is I think this is going to crash and burn with a vengeance. I'll be honest with you.
Oh yeah.
But that's our
Oh, yeah.
first picture of Matt Smith as someone Targaryen.
I've seen it. I just don't care. I do not care. So far, it is one of my what is it? Triggers. I don't care about Game of Thrones. I think what's his face can go himself. You sold a lie, and you made all these people write your fucking book, you lazy git. Or just come out and tell people you're not going to finish it, one way or the other. But this is bullshit. He's getting paid for this. He hasn't written the book. He's screwed over all the fans. He made all these fans buy in and read all this in series, and he can't be fucking how many? The entire Expanse season has been written. That's like God knows how many goddamn books in between this book and the last one.
I have to put him on solo mode for that. Dude, you want to hear some of the stuff I've heard about the Lord of the Rings?
Yeah, I know.
That'll make you angry because it's just not. There was the guy who played Liu Kang in the latest Mortal Kombat film and says there's not enough Chinese people in Lord of the Rings. And I'm like, you do know this is supposed to be like English mythology, like our little island mythology.
I have given up giving because it just triggers me now. I mean, you see people attacking Ewan McGregor for playing a gay character because gay actors should play gay characters. He's an actor. It's the same thing as saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Sir Ian McLennan. You can't play Gandalf because Gandalf was straight. Oh, you can't play what's his face because was straight. It's just this whole thing is ridiculous, and I'm getting fed up with people going, oh, there's not enough Chinese people in Lord of the Rings. Just fuck off. It's crap.
I don't think they understand anymore. I really think that they've categorically lost it when it comes to that. There's no Chinese people. What was the thing that Cartman said? There's a lot of black people. There's a lot of black people.
Yeah, but you see, there's a remake of Fresh Prince of the Bel-Air coming, isn't there? There's a drama-based version of it, right? No one will complain that there isn't any representation in that, are they? And this is not me trying to twist the thing, but you get these people are ridiculous because Fresh Prince is what it is, and you're not, and I just
yeah.
Triggered.
Yeah, I know.
But anyway, I'm not going to be watching this Game of Thrones thing. No. Just no.
That's why I put it in the notes. Anyway, let's talk about Love, Death, and Robots.
One line for you. Billy, what happens if we were bad?
All right. Okay. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, that was the standout from it. That was a standout.
Single best episode I've seen.
All right. So for those not familiar, Love, Death, and Robots was supposed to be a reimagining of Heavy Metal. If you remember, Heavy Metal kind of anthology cartoon film from the early 80s, late 70s. Can't remember the date off the top of my head, but it was originally supposed to be that. Didn't work out. Couldn't get the license. They just went, fuck it, Love, Death, and Robots. And it's this anthology thing of all these kind of really well done kind of, I would describe them as YouTube videos because if you look at Starties and stuff like that, and it's really good. Starts off, I think the first one is the automated customer service one with the Hoover that tries killing the old lady. And I love it because you've got the neighbor with the shotgun over the side. He's going, it's like polishing his shotgun and whatnot. And you think he's going to come to the rescue, and the thing fucking tases him in the head. And then they have to escape. They have to escape from it. It just escalates from the Hoover not liking the dog to all the machines in the world trying to kill them. And it does it beautifully. And all through this, the woman's on hold on an automated customer helpline. Is your Hoover trying to kill you? Well, I like to point out that a Hoover has a 98% success rate at killing. That's like that kind of, it's you or the dog. Yeah, and it's like kind of, it's like throw the dog out. It'll be fine.
I enjoyed that one. There are a couple that I didn't really take to that much. But the dog one's brilliant.
Yes, there she's on the phone with the dog. It's done in a weird kind of style for this, with the old lady, and then there's the try and get some bits with the Hoover. So they got the Hoover thing in there.
There's different animation styles in there, and this was like a very particular style. But it was kind of funny. This one, yeah, the neighbor turns up all.
Yeah. I think the old lady grabs a shotgun off him.
It's clearly sort of based on a Florida style retirement place, and she goes all Rambo because the Hoover tries to kill her. But that's my favorite one. That it's the shortest one of all of them, and I loved it. It's just so perfectly done.
Spoiler warning: this one is great. This one is great because what it is it's you've got these kids, yeah, and they think they hear Father Christmas or Santa Claus come into the house. So naturally, they sneak downstairs to try and find Santa Claus, and they can hear all this noise. They're like, "What's going on here?" And then they see this tentacle thing pop out and drink the milk. To which they're like, "What the hell is that?" And then they see this thing.
It looked like something out of Red Dwarf, didn't it?
It's the polymorph from Red Dwarf, the first version of polymorph.
It is. I swear to God, they based it on that.
I'm trying to find one where it's got a bit more.
And he pukes out the gifts.
Yeah. And it grabs hold of them, and it says, "Have you been naughty or nice?" And it grabs hold of them, and it goes, "Nice." And it's like, and it spits out a gift. And then it's just like kind of this thing is just terrifying. And he opens it up as a train set, and he's like, "This is what I always wanted."
But it's the end. He's going, "Be good," and then she goes, "Billy, what happens if we're big bad?" And then the episode ends. I was just like, "That's brilliant." That was brilliant. I was fed up out laughing at that. It was just so well done.
That was a good one. Then there was the Michael B. Jordan one. I'll be honest with you, I was watching it, I fell asleep.
Yeah, I saw. Oh, that's Michael B. Jordan. Then it was like,
yeah. And then they had the one where they had the dystopian future, which was the real grim one. Which I'll be honest with you, kind of had a good turnaround because what it was everyone was immortal, and because everyone was immortal, population was kept under strict control, and they had sent out what can I describe as child death squads, which wasn't pleasant, but ended up in the place that I wanted it to end up, where the guy's like, "No, this is wrong," and then gets into a fight and gets killed by one of his own. But yeah, that was a
grim
in a bad way.
That was grim.
Yeah, it did make you feel that. It did make you feel grim, and it made you feel grimy. And if art and TV is supposed to do anything, it's supposed to make you feel a certain way, that achieved what it was supposed to achieve. But it's not a pleasant one.
True.
Go watch the All Through the House one, because the All Through the House one, that was great.
It's fantastic.
Okay. Yeah, we've got the Witcher one coming up too. Okay, so we've got our final one. This actually may have been something that we were chatting about in a previous one. So where's that thing? I've struggled. Woman leaves doctor in stitches after diagnosing herself with prostate cancer.
Okay.
Right, okay. Woman was left red-faced after requesting a prostate exam from her doctor, as Google told her she might have prostate cancer, only to discover she hasn't got a prostate. I think we've all done this, where we've got a headache or an injury and we Google what it is, and it comes up with it's cancer. Your foot hurts, it's cancer. You got cancer in the leg or something along those lines. Not the greatest thing for how can I put it, health anxiety. But women don't have prostates. I'm afraid to tell you. So I thought that I found that funny. I think she videoed herself, which is not good. If you're an anxious person like I am, you might be able to might not be able to resist the urge to Google your symptoms when you feel a little under the weather. One woman did this after having a pain in her stomach. She initially thought she was fine, but after turning to the internet for some advice on her stomach ache, she became concerned, though she was suffering from something much serious. The woman's name was Ginny Pierce, and she quickly made an appointment with a doctor to discuss her self-diagnosis. She arrived at the surgery, requested a prostate exam, as she was worried she might have prostate cancer. But to much of her surprise, the doctor just started laughing, which is one of those things. I've done this. I've done this a lot of times. I think my wife's done this too. When you sit there and you do it. It's funny. At least it wasn't like testicular cancer, because that would have been a bit more obvious. But she posted it on TikTok, like everyone does these days, being those sort of things. Okay, so that's I think that's it, guys. Babster, I'm going to put you on silo so you can do your thing that you did last time. So that's
my thing.
Your thing. You got your button with a thing, and you can plug while you're showing it. So plug your channel while showing your layout. Hopefully, got his button. He's going to find his button. There we go. It's got it the right way around this time.
Hey.
So plug yourself.
Babster. This is Babs Arcade YouTube channel. Come over, subscribe, leave us a comment, tick the notification bell. I'll see you over there.
Cool. All right. Okay, so thank you for watching. It was a bit of pleasure. Bit out of sorts today, but I have had my second injection, and I reckon I got water again. I reckon they just injected me with water because it's just quicker and cheaper, and they charged the government £8 for the privilege. So, Keith, do you want to plug your 2K droning stuff? No? Okay, cool. Keith has a droning channel where he talks about drones.
Yeah, 2K
drones. He has 2 channels. He has his K-Spot channel where he talks about drones and does video vlogs sort of things, and he has his streaming channel where he does the 2K droning with Chuck.
There's a drone on Mars, Keith. There's a drone on Mars.
I know, it's so cool. It's it's so cool. It really is. Watching it 4K flying around, it's mind bending.
They don't call it a drone.
Yeah, no, right. Let's get this straight, right? They don't call it a drone because the guy that designed it is a snob. Oh, actually, when NASA,
right, hang on a second, Keith.
Yeah.
Because he designed a small helicopter.
What is it? What is it? What exactly
you can
is
be
it?
a snob for getting that working on Mars.
It's a goddamn drone. It's the very definition of a drone. He's snobbish. Trust me. Don't watch the helicopter. They're calling it the Mars helicopter because he refuses to call it a drone. But he admitted that it is the definition of a drone. He got asked the question in a NASA press conference, and he was really snooty about it. I mean, really snooty, to the point that the head of the program stepped in and kind of glossed over it because, well, you could call it a drone if you want to call it a drone, because it is a drone. It is a bloody drone.
Keith, when you can get your Mavic on Mars, yeah, you can call it a drone. All right. He got that to Mars and got that flying. He's earned the right.
Yeah, I know, but it is a drone. It's a drone.
Anyway, on that note,
it's cool.
We will say goodbye, and we will see you in the next one. Everyone wave at the screen.
Cheers, guys.
It's like Blue Peter. Bye.
Bye. Where's my button? Oh, I'm really struggling this week. There it is.
You don't get a Blue Peter.
All right, next time I see that little ginger, now I'm going to deck him.